Being famous has its ups and downs.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets.
And we've got the scoop on all of it.
And our closing story is a hopeful one for a change.
It's time for Celebrity Wire on Sway in the Morning.
J45, we got special guest Slim Thug is here with us. And we've been talking about Slim Thug for a couple of weeks now because of the way he's been occupying his time during this quarantine. I was actually commending him for his DJ skills and his playlist curations. You know, when I go online and watch this man entertain us with his digging in the crate selections have to be the. I don't know if MC. I think he should have been the DJ too. He could have been his own DJ. Man. Come on, but he's on the line with us right now. Not yet. We'll give it up for the one and only Slim Thug, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause.
Hey.
Appreciate you, man. Good morning to y'all, man. Good talking to y'all.
Good morning, family.
Appreciate y'all checking out.
Good morning.
Absolutely, man. Good. Doing well. It was I want to talk to you, man. I've been watching you and obviously follow you and you know, Tracy G, you have been talking about Slim Thug, and you played there was a announcement he made. You want to go into that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Slim Thug, you know, one of the treasures of Houston, and we found out, well, let me start off by saying this. Slim Thug has been so socially responsible during the social distancing, just imploring, urging all of us to stay quarantined, stay in isolation so we can get this pandemic handled. And so it was so crazy to see this messaging and then your most recent announcement that you have actually been diagnosed. So that was a humongous wake-up call, and immediately we just extended our love. And so it's good to have your voice on the air here, not just for Sway, Heather, and I, but for all of the citizens to hear so that we can further push the importance that we should be looking at COVID-19.
Right, appreciate that. Yeah, man, it was so crazy. It was like, cause like I say, if anybody go look on my Instagram, you'll see me getting on people during spring break, like, what is y'all doing? They shutting the whole world down and y'all going to the club, not taking it serious, like, you know. So when I was like later, I was feeling like nothing that week. I felt nothing. And then during the weekend, you know, I usually have sinuses, so I probably had like a little, you know, do something like that, but nothing major. It's that time of the year. But this last weekend, I felt a headache and a fever a little bit. And I don't never have no headache or no fever, and I'm kind of like hypochondriac on the cool. Like, I'm always going to the doctor for whatever. So I called my personal doctor, like, yo, I need that test, bro. I was whatever, I don't care. I ain't trying, I need that test. So he let me come in. I took it, and the next day we got the results back, and they said I was positive. So I'm like, wow. So it was definitely shocking, but I feel good. You know, I don't feel like it's going to be a problem. Like, I'm a healthy person. I run 3 miles every day, work out every day on the regular, you know, so I'm not scared of nothing, but it's like, it's so real. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can get it and I'm being precautious like this, you know, shoot, what about the people who being careless? Like, I went to Target, I'm gloved up and mask on. People got their kids out in the basket, just, you know, no gloves, just, it's like crazy, you know, to me. And then, you know, like I say, it was just shocking after me being cautious that, you know, they say, man, you got it. I'm like, wow. So I definitely had to come out and let everybody know what happened. You know, I just instantly, I was like, man, you know, I'm not even going to think about it. I'm going to definitely let people know, you know, that this is real. A lot of people don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I done posted my results and everything. And everything to try to, you know, wake everybody up. But, you know, it's still a lot of non-believers thinking I'm getting paid to do stuff like this.
Yeah, what are your thoughts about that? That was the
common sense of common folk.
Yeah, man, what are your thoughts about that? Because a lot, even Idris Elba spoke out about the whole conspiracy theory that celebrities are being paid to say they contracted the virus, man. And now here we have you. We don't even look, you're a celebrity, but we see you as the homie. So, you know, what are your thoughts to that? Does that upset you? Because that kind of takes away from the narrative of take care of yourself, stay inside, quarantine. Does it upset you?
It don't. It do upset me, but it don't like, you know what it is? if it only affected them, I wouldn't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be like, if you want to be dumb and you do dumb stuff, cool. What upsets me is that them being careless, it can get somebody else sick. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just depend on yourself taking care of yourself. You got to depend on other people doing what they need to do too. And that's how this thing works. And that's why it's so crazy. And that's why we need to just for real sit down and take it serious before it lasts way longer than we think. You know what I'm saying? They talking about 2 weeks. It might take longer if people don't take it serious. The people who got it over fast and on the right track, they more aggressive. I seen a video in China, they was screwing a lady door, you know, making sure she don't leave the house. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that serious out here. To this day, people are, you know, not taking it serious. So like I say, it ain't really that it upsets me. It just made me look at people like this dummy, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, for not taking it serious after seeing, you know, what's going on in the world. But then, too, it's like I had the question. I did a whole little survey, not only with, you know, Instagram, but with my friends and everything. And people never take – I wonder when people what it takes for somebody to take it serious. It got to either happen to them or somebody they love, I think, to make them really wake up and start, you know what I'm saying, doing what they need to do. And that's crazy. It shouldn't be that. You should be able to see, you know, something happening and be like, look, I'm going to not play games and sit down for 2 weeks. It ain't a life sentence, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Slim Thug is with us, and in case you don't know, he does have COVID-19. You went and took the test, and I'm not sure if it's one kind of way to take the test or there's a couple type of tests available. What was that procedure like? What did you have to do when you take the test?
I posted it on my Instagram. Basically, all I did was went in there and they just swabbed my nostrils, both sides. And that was it. It wasn't nothing crazy or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't stick they didn't have to, when they did that to your nostrils, they don't stick it way up your nose. It's not painful, basically.
It wasn't. Now, I seen the ones I was watching online where it looked like they stuck the thing all the way to the back of the head. No, they didn't do that to me. They just stuck it in my nostrils and swabbed it a little bit. And I think that the tests are coming in. They're going to have better tests. Probably already got better tests. And on the way, my doctor told me, like, because a lot of people I talked to said it took them days, if not a week, to get their results back. I know somebody who I talked to this weekend, they just found out they positive today, and they had took a test way before me. And she a doctor, so it's like, and a few people hit me up. Even a few celebs told me they have it. You know, they didn't tell me to go public with their names and nothing. Like a good rapper friend of mine has it, but, you know, I'm not going to say his name because he ain't tell me to say, you know, he got it or whatever. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people hitting me up saying, man, I had it. I'm feeling good now. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I did this, you know, so it's crazy, man. It's real.
What instructions?
It's really real, but that test, I think the test is going to get better because my doctor told me my test was 24 hours. He said by Wednesday he will have a test that'll let you know in 5 hours. So I think it'll get better because of that. And, well, not better because it's going to get worse first because a lot of people just don't know they got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you walk around with normal symptoms, you ain't going to think you got the corona. You know, like, I never thought I had it. You know what I'm saying? Until that fever, and I just still was like, let me check. But a lot of people out here probably walking around got it and don't even know. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I know is because I got a test. And they don't even test. They won't even test people around me. My doctor was like, I can't, you know, if you ain't got no symptoms, you ain't got no shortness of breath, if you ain't got no fever, then you can't come take the test. So you got to have symptoms to even get a test because they're trying to save it for the elderly, you know. Right. They don't want to run out.
How long did your fever go? Go ahead, Sway. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I had to go.
Oh, so, Thug, what's up? How long did your fever last? And then what did they give you? Because we're hearing so many people that tested positive, but then what do they give you for a cure?
Ain't no cure. It's like that's why they trying to tell you to sit down and let it run through you. You know what I'm saying? Your body should be able to fight it off. If you're young and you healthy, your body should be fighting it off and you'll be good. But the thing is, the people who are in trouble or who are at risk is mainly, for the most part. Now, some people didn't have no other underlying conditions.
Pre-existing, yeah.
You know, I seen a few online that they said didn't have no conditions. But the people with the underlying conditions who are young, they had more risk. Who got a weak immune system, they had more risk. Old people are definitely at more risk, and that's a lot of the deaths you're seeing. A lot of the deaths you're seeing is the older people, so who can't fight it out because you have, shortness of breath. You have a fever. I don't really feel like I had no real bad, like I couldn't get out the bed. If you look at my Instagram, I was active the whole time.
Yeah, you was partying.
But that's why I said you had a fever. But how long was your fever lasting before you decided to go call your doctor in? Like what made you say, wait a minute, let me go check this out? Was it an hour? Was it 2 hours?
No, it was over the weekend, and I called my sister like, hey man, Monday I need that test. It was over the weekend, and it was on and off. Like it never went over 100. It was only like 99 maybe at most, like slight fever. So I was like, nah, I don't play though. Like I say, I'm like, wait, and I know it's the coronavirus out here. So it's like, nah, this ain't normal. So let me get that test. So that's basically was it. But after that, I haven't had no fever. I don't have no problem right now. But no telling how long it was. I was feeling like that, like had a fever. I just felt it that day. Now, I probably had one earlier because it was slight, and I was still being active, running, and probably hot and not noticing. You know what I'm saying?
Slim Thug is with us. If you know two things about Slim Thug, he doesn't play with his health, and he doesn't play with his money, man. That's Slim Thug for you, baby.
Right.
Not mad at that.
Man, he ain't loaning you $1, brother. Don't even worry about it. We got Glenn on the line. Glenn, you want to say something to Slim Thug?
Yeah, Slim Thug. This is Glenn. First time caller, long time listener. How did you get through it? Like, what are you drinking? What are you eating? Like, fam, what is your regimen? Like, I hear this is food everywhere. Like, so what do you do? What can people do to kick this? Like, how did you do it?
Right now, when I put the news out there, the whole city been coming to my house and dropping stuff off on my door. So I'm walking in the kitchen to see y'all. I don't even know the name of all this stuff. First of all, I made my doctor give me what they was talking about people was taking who was feeling better, which was a Z-Pack and an antibiotic. Whatever 50 Cent had posted at time, some stuff I told him give me that out top. Now, I had another guy who wife have diabetes, and he came through with some turmeric or whatever, however you say that.
Turmeric.
Yes, turmeric.
I got black seed oil, elderberry, really, and I got a vegan spot I go to, and they put me up on some organic spirulina or oregano oil. Shirella, this is all liver rescue. This is all the different stuff they just gave me. And also they said, a lot of people said that this is really what works. And last night I did it, and it actually did open my lungs up. Boil orange peels, put in sea salt, and I didn't put onions in last night. I'm going to try that today. They say add onions and stuff like that. Steam it and just inhale the steam for 15 minutes. Do that 3 to 4 times a day, and it'll open your lungs. I tried it last night. It actually did work, and they say that actually kills the virus. But, this is all – there ain't no cure. Ain't nothing for sure where they went to the lab and say, okay, it really worked. It's all, everybody just trying stuff. But all that stuff right there, it did feel like it worked. So,
well, you
could go on my Instagram – and see it. I actually posted it, me inhaling the orange pills. I showed on camera all the different stuff people gave me, and then I'm trying, so you can go on my Instagram and see everything, like the different names of the stuff.
And a lot of stuff he's talking about, elderberry, echinacea, black seed oil, oregano oil, turmeric, orange peelings, garlic. Man, these are like traditional practices that, my grandmother and her mother and our aunties, like in our community, these are things we practiced all the time, and it kind of feel like we got away from. And now we know where it comes from. These are traditions that date back hundreds of years. that if we could kind of go back
Right.
to some of those natural remedies
That's
that
right in our backyard. Mm-hmm.
it's right in our backyard, and it'll be it's like preventative medicines that build up our immune systems. Hey, Glenn.
Another
brother,
thing.
Blast.
Another thing is, hold up, Glenn. It's another thing. They said don't take ibuprofen and don't take Advil. It actually makes it worse. If you want to take a medicine, it's got to be Tylenol, they say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something else I need to let everybody know. They said don't take ibuprofen. It makes it worse. Or Advil. Only Tylenol for fever or whatever.
Yeah. I wouldn't even take
Clem,
that.
you gonna take another test?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna just sit down for 14 days, until it's over with, and then, hopefully. But I probably ain't gonna be able to take a test unless they, get all the tests in order, because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more cases pop up in the next week after people get tested. Like people steady saying, "Why only celebrities got it? Only celebrities took a test. Have you took a test? You don't know if you got it or not." You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to get in the way of old people who might need it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just sit down and do what I need to do. And, whenever it's available, I'll go get another test. But I'm going to keep self-quarantining and just keep my distance.
Hey, Glenn, thanks for your call. You're a citizen, man.
Sway in the morning.
Janelle is in Chicago. You got a quick question for
What's
Slim
up,
Thug?
Janelle?
Yeah, what's up? Good morning, y'all. What's up,
What up?
Sway, Heather, Tracy, Slim Thugger? What up, man? Quick question: when you went to your doctor and you got diagnosed with the COVID, I see a lot of recoveries are happening, mainly like in China because they obviously had it first, but it's some recoveries going on in New York too. My confusion is the process in that. When they test you for it, did your doctor tell you that he's going to retest you at a certain time to make sure, so we can see whether or not you recovered and you can be marked down in the recovered category? Or did he even mention any of that to you?
He ain't mentioned none of that. He ain't mentioned nothing about coming back and taking no test yet because I think the shortness of tests. You know what I'm saying? And what they expect it to turn into. They don't want people who young because they assume if you young and you don't have no symptoms and it ain't no bad symptoms like shortness of breath, like you can't breathe at all, or fever or whatever. They really want you to just sit home and do vitamin C up, hot lick, which is what they told me actually, and fight it yourself. Basically.
For sure.
Hey, Janelle, thanks for your call. You're a citizen, brother.
Sway in the morning.
Luna, you in Maryland?
Luna.
Hey, Luna.
Luna, are you there?
Hi, I'm here. It's actually Linda.
Oh, my bad, Linda. I apologize. Say hello to
It's all
Slim.
good. Good morning, Sway and the team. How are y'all doing today?
What up? What up? Is Linda? Hello.
It's actually really, really exciting to be on the phone with you all. I work in the hospitality industry, and here in Maryland, they shut down all the restaurants about last week or 2 weeks ago. So I've kind of been out of work for the last few days. I have been self-quarantining, but I've been trying to take this time to be a little bit more positive, not letting my spirits kind of get down. So I make sure I get my walk in. I'm doing a lot of online learning at the moment. So, I'm just trying to take this time for it to be like personal development time,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's making use of her time, which is wise. And I feel like, Thug, you was doing that too, and still are, making good use of your time, the way you were communicating with the public, DJing. Have you recorded any music at all? Has this inspired? Or that's just not even on your...
I've been really, before this thing hit, it's so crazy because I have an album dropping Friday, and before this thing even hit like this was set up. And even a video I put out was about, I did a video about this. It's called This World with Charles Bradley on the hook. And I had the video dude, because we couldn't actually shoot a video with everything going on. I had him do like a little content video. And with that, he was showing clips of coronavirus and all this stuff here before I even knew I had it. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. I got a new project called Thug Life. I have a listening party online tonight. Just check in with DJ Thugger. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely I'm definitely gonna stay busy. I'm not worried about this. I'm not feeling like I'm gonna pass away or no stuff like that. I feel healthy. I feel good. I know I'm gonna get over this. I'm going to stay active. You know, I'm going to stay doing what I do and stay positive and just, you know, make the most of this quarantine and try to, like, set up my year or something. You know what I'm saying? With this time we can sit down.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, sometimes I feel myself, you know, like I said, I've been in hospitality, honestly, now for like the last 10 years. And there are definitely times where I get, you know, frustrated where I don't want to be the person serving, you know, I want to be the person sitting in the chair. So actually, I'm actually taking this time, you know, obviously it's not the best timing, but it's kind of like a reset for me. I'm learning more about e-commerce and, you know, maybe this reset, I'll start a new life or something. But like I said, I'm trying to stay optimistic and, you know, I'm not letting my spirits get down. My family's healthy and they're close by. So I'm really grateful for everything, really.
Wow. You know what, Linda?
That's good.
It's interesting.
This self-reflect time and set-up time, man. If God had to stop the whole world for us to sit down for a minute, you know, just make the best of this. That's what I say. Sit down for 2 weeks. Figure out how to get some money at home. You know what I'm saying? You might not have to go back to work with how this world changed. You see how D Nice did that? This dude got 150 what? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but look what comes in tragedy. New ways. You can ask clubs online. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to leave home. It's crazy, but you just got to take advantage of this time.
That's how change happens. And I wanted Linda and Slim Thug to be on the same line because to just kind of eradicate this notion that this virus discriminates. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care if you're in the public eye or if you're not in the public eye. These are two people who are experiencing similar things, and this virus, the virus doesn't matter. It doesn't care. So to everybody's listening, because of Linda's story, because of Slim Thug's story, make sure you're taking precautions and make sure you're doing the right things so these things don't go in vain. Linda, thank you. You're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
Thank you all so much. You know, despite like, all this that's going on, it's funny because I actually decided, you know, to cut back on a few things. And, you know, unfortunately, Sirius XM is something I have to cut back on. So my membership is literally over in the next 2 days. So I'm so happy and grateful that I had the opportunity to be on air with you all. It's definitely an honor. And Slim Thug, shout out to Houston. You know, I always say I want to make it down there, and one day I will.
That's what's up. Hit me up when you come.
Yeah,
okay,
and hold on the
perfect.
line, Linda. Adam, get her information. Maybe we could figure something out for Linda. You know, we need Linda. She's a super citizen. You know what I mean? Thugger, man, I appreciate you, man. I literally hit this man this morning, and already he agreed to come on the show today just to share his story. It's bigger than rap. It's bigger than rap.
You already know, man.
Okay. Anytime, man. I'm gonna check in on you, make sure you're doing well, but thank you for sharing, okay?
I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all be safe out there.
You too, family.
Okay. All right, man. That's Slim Thug. Give him a round of applause, Adam.